Hello, my friends. This is Ralph Emery in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. And we are here with one of the bright stars of this city, Miss Dottie West. Dottie, welcome back.
Thank you, Ralph. It's nice to be back. Hi, everybody.
And the show is brought to you by, you know the show is brought to you.
Yes, by aspirin, the greatest pain reliever there is.
Well, which one?
And also, didn't I say?
You said it's
Bayer aspirin.
Bayer aspirin.
When you say, see, I just think Bayer when I say aspirin.
All right. What about my
and
other
also
spots?
Ford trucks.
Very good. You go to the head of the class, and Roy Clark sings the opening song.
With a half of love, you can't go naked with a half of love. You can't do nothing 'cause a half of love ain't no loving at all. With a half of love, you can't go fishing with a half of love. You can't do nothing 'cause a half of love ain't no loving at all. Ain't no loving it, ain't no loving at all.
Roy Clark with Half a Love. When someone in our house has a cold or flu and wants relief from the aches and fever, it's rest, fluids, and Bayer aspirin. In my parents' house, it was rest, fluids, Bayer aspirin. In my grandparents' house, it was rest, fluids, Bayer aspirin. Isn't it amazing? In over 60 years, medical science hasn't been able to improve upon aspirin. 3 generations of doctors have recommended it. Bayer was the first aspirin. And today, Bayer is still number 1. Use only as directed. Friends, let me tell you about one of my favorite things. It's the country music newspaper Music City News, the only major country music publication that comes from Nashville. Every month you get to read exclusive interviews with country music stars, album reviews, new record releases, behind-the-scenes stories, visit the stars' homes, and there are lots of pictures, but very important, something no other country music publication has. Music City News lists when and where you can get to see future personal appearances of the stars. You too can become a part of the country music scene by subscribing to Music City News. Subscribe now by enclosing your check for $8, and you'll be saving more than 20% off the single copy price. And in addition to that, for acting now, you'll get a baker's dozen. That's 13 issues for the price of 12. So rush your check for $8 today to Ralph Emery, Post Office Box 8, Nashville, Tennessee. That's Ralph Emery, Box 8, Nashville, Tennessee. I would like to welcome to the Ralph Emery Radio Network KMPS in Seattle, Washington, a country station that has recently started with us, and we hope all you folks in Seattle are enjoying our visit with the stars. And our visit at this time is with Dottie West. Dottie, I often wondered if I was the song "I Was Born a Country Girl" was somehow connected with, or a spin-off of Country Sunshine.
No. I Was Born a Country Girl is a song that I wrote about me because Chet Atkins wanted to call an album Country Girl, and he said, write me a title song. And at the time, this was in '68, Red Lane was my guitar player and frontman in the group. So I asked him to help me write it. I only had a couple of days to get it done and get it back to Chet to record it. So this is the one we wrote. And I told Red, I said, now I want to write the good things about being a country girl, the pretty things, instead of the same old story about the country girl marries a city boy and it ain't no good and doesn't work out and all that. And it's the sad parts are either the picking cotton and the hard work, and all that. So we made it a pretty song. And from this song, somebody from McCann Erickson, who handles the Coca-Cola account, did hear this song, and that's how Country Sunshine came about then, how I was asked to write something similar to this song and in this image.
So this one came first.
Right.
All right. You were the oldest of 10 children, weren't you?
Right.
Boy, that's a house full. Did y'all sleep?
Sure
Did y'all
was.
sleep crossways of the bed?
No, but there was a lot of beds. There was about 3 to a bed, I think it was.
I have seen in large country families where they didn't have enough beds and they'd sleep crossways. Little kids, it
Yeah.
didn't make any difference, as long as they had a place to sleep. Did this put you in the position of having to be sort of second mother to your brothers and sisters?
Right. I think that's why I feel younger today than I remember in my whole life. Really, because
You've been looking after kids most all your life,
really,
haven't you?
all my life I've been taking care of these babies and these kids, and really, I love kids. I really do. And I was always so afraid something would happen to one of my brothers or sisters. I really loved them and was really close to them. So I was just a mother then, practically, and then I got married young and had kids. So now my kids are bigger, and I'm really having fun now. Just
You finally have time of your own.
right.
You're not running around with a rag in your hand cleaning up spots, are you?
Only for the dog.
All right, Dottie, let's get into this song we were headed for, Country Girl.
I was born a country girl. I will die a country girl. My world is made of blue skies and sunshine, green fields and butterflies. I'm so glad I'm a country girl. Birds sing good morning, country girl, and I sleep to the sounds of the whippoorwill. My day is made with puppies and kittens, meadows and daisies. I'm so glad I'm a country girl. Running over hills, playing in the woods, free breezes blowing, honeybees are swarming, blackbirds are flying, wonder where they're going. Picking stick-me-tights off my gingham dress, darkness is falling, firewood to carry, eggs to gather, and supper's ready, mama's calling. I was born a country girl, and I will die a country girl. My world is made of blue skies and sunshine, green fields and butterflies. I'm so glad I'm a country girl. Oh, I'm so happy I'm a country girl.
Our guest star, Dottie West, and I was born a country girl. Boy, here's a super record. Dottie, take it.
Ooh, Waylon. He's done it again. It's called Luckenbach, Texas.
The only two things in life that make it worth living is guitars that tune good and firm, feeling women. Now, I don't need my name in the marquee lights. I got my song and I got you with me tonight. Maybe it's time we got back to the basics of love. Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas, with Waylon and Willie and the boys. This successful life we're living got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Between Hank Williams' pain songs and Newberry's train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain. Out in Luckenbach, Texas, ain't nobody feeling no pain. So baby, let's sell your diamond ring, buy some boots and faded jeans and go away. This coat and tie is choking me, and in your high society you cry all day. We've been so busy keeping up with the Jones, 4-car garage, and we're still building on. Maybe it's time we got back to the basics of love. Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas, with Waylon and Willie and the boys. This successful life we're living got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Between Hank Williams' pain songs and Newberry's train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain. Out in Luckenbach, Texas, ain't nobody feeling no pain.
Let's go to Luckenbach, Texas, William, Waylon, and boy. This successful life we're living's got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Between the Hank Williams pain songs and Jerry Jeff train songs and Blue Eyes crying in the rain. Out in Luckenbach, Texas, there ain't nobody feeling no pain.
That's Waylon, and if you'll notice, then old Willie comes in at the end of that record and adds the icing. And that's about a little town west of Austin, and very close to the LBJ Ranch down in Texas, called Luckenbach, Texas.
Here's Merle Haggard and big news about Ford pickup gas mileage.
Hey, pickup driving man, are you in luck? Ford's got your kind of a real tough truck. It's a strong running, long running, smooth as a song running pickup with a proud Ford brand. Made tough for the pickup driving man.
Whatever you pick, you've got yourself one tough truck when you own a Ford F-150. Just how tough? Well, 93 out of 100 of all Ford trucks registered over the last 12 years are still on the job. Compared to our nearest competitor, a higher percentage of Ford trucks are still out there running after 12 years, 13, 14, even after 15 years. So get yourself down to your Ford dealer and check out that F-150. You know, it's funny, as the records play and the commercials play and we sit here, Dottie tells me other stories and we don't have the time to get them all into the show. So here's one of our outtakes from our first hour's visit. You mentioned that Hank Williams Jr. Did a show. I imagine he did it because you asked him to.
Right. He came by a show that we were doing here in town, which was a benefit for a young man, Kirby Roberts, a friend of mine that is 20 years old, a bass player and a sound man in Nashville. And he has lung cancer. So we did this happy night for Kirby, and we all did a big show downtown at the Old Time Pickin' Parlor. So
It's a
Hank Jr.
little club in town.
Right. And it's a good little listening place. And Hank Jr. came down. He was appearing in town that night at Possum Holler, and he came down after he was finished with his show. So at the time when he came in, we had sort of started jamming anyway. There was a lot of artists there, and we were having a good time. Rex Allen Jr. was there, Tanya Tucker, Jesse Coulter, Linda Hargrove, Buddy Spiker, and Ron Oates sat in with my band, Cross Country, and we were just really having a good time. So Hank and his group come in, and part of his band gets up, and part of mine is still up there, and we just, we had such a good time. The Marshall Tucker Band was in the audience. Marsha Chapman was there, Sunday Sharp. Anyway, at one time, and I have some great pictures of this that were taken that night, Hank Jr. was singing at center mic, and he had 6 of us girls doing backup vocals for him. So we really had a good time. I mean, we were rocking some country music.
Were you doing some oohs and ahs?
Oh, it was fun.
Hey, I bet that was fun.
It really was. And we got to doing some little dances along with it. Shoot, man.
You had more entertainers than you had paying public in there, didn't you?
Almost, really. It was a great night. Mary Reeves was there, Jeff Morgan of MCA Records. Who all was on the show?
Well, I think you've made your point there.
Yeah, had a good time.
I hope that you raised a lot of money for that project, too.
Sure did.
How about Phil Bosley, Lou DeWitt, Harold, and Donnie Reed? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's the Statler brothers, isn't it?
Right.
All right, I was there.
When she bought her first heels, I was there. When she combed those last pigtails from her hair, when she wore her sister's dress to the prom, I must confess, when the last dance was danced, I was there. When I first fell in love, she was there. I can still remember when and where. But life gives and takes, and we all have our breaks. When she broke her first heart, I was there. When she walked down the aisle, I was there. When she took the vows to always love and care, with dignity and grace, I quietly took my place. With the friends of the bride, I was there. When they had their first fight, and she called in the night, though I knew it wasn't right, I was there. And when he left her again, and she needed a friend, like the fool I've always been, I was there. The last time we met, he was there. And whatever he thinks, I don't care. I loved her first, and he loved her worst. I know she told me so when I was there. I know she told me so when I was there.
That's a tune featuring Donnie Reed singing a song he wrote, and the other guys doing the oohs and the ahs. The Statler brothers, and I Was There.
Now a message from Sunrise 6 Productions.
The superstars of country music. 20 of the very best of the million sellers. Such stars as Roy Clark,
Yesterday, when I was young, the taste of life was sweet as rain upon
Mickey Gilley,
The orchid is a flower that blooms so tenderly.
Johnny Rodriguez,
Honey, I love you too. That's the way love goes.
Tom T. Hall,
I love little country.
and Donna Fargo. You'll get the Statler brothers, Dave Dudley, Sammy Smith, Narvel Feltz, and Hank Thompson. 20 superstar artists in all. And to order yours, send $4.95 to Country Lovin', Box 8, Nashville, Tennessee, 37202. Dottie, are you cold?
It's a little chilly, huh?
Well, we'll have to get you a coat or something. We are sitting in an air-conditioned studio, and Dottie's all huddled there in her chair.
It's just a little cool.
Okay.
I'm fine.
You're not nervous, are you?
No, not anymore.
Huh? Okay. Do you ever get nervous during one of these interviews?
Not nervous, but a little uptight. I think the first day you're with you, I think that's only through respect for you, Ralph. We never know what you're going to ask us. And I knew you were by my house today, and I knew darn well you'd talk about it. So
I haven't told him the whole story yet either. All right, here's Cal Smith.
Somebody listen, I'm a voice in the distance crying, come see about me. I am a stranger in a world filled with anger, come see about me. I'm getting weary trying to carry this load all by myself. I'm bone tired and falling. Can't you hear me calling? I need somebody's help. I am a young man growing wild across this land. Come see about me. I'm 80, and I ain't got anybody. Come see about me. I'm somebody's children, alone and forsaken, a wave that's lost at sea. I'm right here behind you, I'm all around you, so slow down, turn around, and you will see. I am your mother, your sister, and your brother. Come see about me. I am a baby, my mother ain't no lady. Come see about me. I am your maker, the giver and the taker. Come see about me.
That's Cal Smith, produced by Conway Twitty, singing Come See About Me.
hi, everybody. It's me again, Dottie West, and I'm co-hosting with Ralph this week. Ralph Emery, you know him. Well, anyway, I want to sing for you my latest record again, and I hope you're going to like it. It's called Every Word I Write. Today I bought myself a brand new pencil. I picked up a yellow legal pad. It's gonna take at least that many pages to write you of the bad times that I've had, just so there's no mistake about me leaving. Goodbye will be the first word that I'll write. Writing this is gonna be so easy, remembering all the lonely nights I've cried. I wish that I could hide and watch you read this. Oh, I'd like to see the look that's on your face. At first you'll smile and think that I'm only joking, but the smile will fade and the tear will take its place. When you read the part where I no longer love you, you'll try your best to think between the lines, but I'm gonna make it plain enough to show you, if I have to write it down 1,000 times. But every word I write comes out, I love you. I'd like to say it's over, but no matter how I try, every word I write comes out, I love you. Yes, I've loved you much too long to say goodbye. Yes, I've loved you much too long to say goodbye.
Hey, that's another winner for you, Dottie.
Oh, I hope so. I hope everybody likes it. It's a fun thing to sing, Ralph, and especially on stage live because of the moods.
It does switch moods, doesn't it?
Right. She comes on so strong at the beginning and said, boy, she's going to write him a letter. It's going to really, really surprise him, you know. Wait till I tell you I don't love you anymore and so forth. And then when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, she has to say, but every word I write comes out, I love you.
She sort of backs off, doesn't she?
Right. And that's the way it is. Darn.
You've heard Dottie West sing Every Word I Write.
Oh, we've worked quite a few dates on the road with Freddie Fender. He's
You
a
know,
great guy.
His
Really
career,
is.
his career has really grown by leaps and bounds in the last 2 years.
For sure.
It was 2 years ago that he hit the scene. I think he said something like he was a 20-year overnight success.
Yeah.
He had paid a lot of dues prior to that time, working in nightclubs. You know that scene.
Yes.
Before you make it. Well, this was the first time I had ever met him. He was on a show with us, sat here with us in the studio, and David Houston was here. And I had, of course, I'm a name freak, so I had some questions about his name. So let's go back to April 22nd, 1975, and my first meeting in an Emery memory. Here is Freddie Fender.
Thank you, Ralph. Glad to be
What's
here.
your real name?
Valdemar Garza Huerta.
Valdemar
Garza
Garza
Huerta.
Huerta.
No, not Huerta. H in Spanish is like a W. Huerta.
Huerta.
Right.
Okay, we'll get a Spanish lesson here. You are Spanish.
Part whatever tribe of Indian I am, which makes a Mexican.
What?
You see, if I was Spanish, I'd be from Spain. I'm a Mexican, a combination of Indian and Spanish.
All right, so it would be wrong to call you a Spanish American. You're a Mexican American.
Yeah, Chicano.
Mexican Indian American.
Well, Chicano, same thing.
Chicano, okay. Where do you live now, Freddie?
Right now I'm living in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Are you named after a car or a guitar?
A guitar or an amplifier. whatever.
Who came up with the name Freddie Fender?
Well, I came up with the Freddie, and the manager that I had then in 1958 came out with Fender.
You were named after the well-known guitars and amps then, and not part of an automobile.
Yeah, we thought we might get a gift from the Fender company, but it hasn't happened yet.
They haven't sent you a thing
No,
yet?
not yet.
Well, keep trying.
I am.
Apparently, you've had another career somewhere down the line in show business.
I was a rocker back in 58, 59. I had a record on the charts on Imperial.
You were a rocker?
Well, I used to be, not anymore. Poco viejo, a little old, for that. But I used to play rock and roll.
All right, let's go to one of the most popular records in all America, Freddie's recording of Before the Next Teardrop Falls.
If he brings you happiness, then I wish you both the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. But if he ever breaks your heart, if the teardrop ever start, I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. Si te quiere de verdad y te da felicidad, te deseo lo más bueno para los dos. Pero si te hace llorar, a mí me puedes hablar y estaré contigo cuando triste estás. I'll be there anytime you need me, by your side to drive away every teardrop that you cry. And if he ever leaves you blue, just remember I love you, and I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. And I'll be there before the next teardrop falls.
Well, that was an Emery memory, Dottie. That song was very popular 2 years ago, and it produced another big country music star.
Sure did.
Freddie.
And as I said, I've worked quite a few dates with Freddie. We did a Canadian tour with him, and he has such crowds of people that love
One
his
thing
music.
I've noticed he will do is he will sign every last autograph till they run him out of the auditorium.
Right. Worked a lot of fairs together. I remember St. Paul, Minnesota last year, and others. And he likes for my band to back him up. He doesn't carry his own group all the time. So, and cross country enjoys playing
I
his
don't
music.
think he has an official band that he would call the Freddie Fender Band. He's used a number of bands for backup. So apparently he hasn't gone that route yet. You've heard Freddie Fender with an Emery memory singing Before the Next Teardrop Falls. Ever stop to think what you did before they invented the 4x4 pickup truck? You probably got stuck a lot. That can happen up there on the mountain or when you're out hunting, fishing, or camping. That's why you want a tough, reliable 4x4 like Ford makes. The new 77 Ford four-wheel drives are out, and there's something else. Heavy-duty half-tonners, 3/4-ton pickups. They all run on any kind of gas, leaded, unleaded, even tractor gas. For 77 all-Ford V8 4x4s give you a choice of full-time or part-time four-wheel drive. They're tough trucks, made even tougher this year with increased rust and corrosion protection. And to give you the extra muscle of V8 power, new high-efficiency 351 and 400 V8 options to choose from. 77's the time to go 4x4 from Ford. 93 out of 100 of all Ford trucks registered over the last 12 years are still on the job. And that's what you want in a 4x4, toughness. Come in and drive a tough 4x4 bargain at your Ford dealers now. Well, Dottie West is my guest. Dottie I have known quite a number of years since she struggled into Nashville from Cleveland, Ohio.
Right.
Used to come to Nashville and sing and then go back to Cleveland, didn't you?
But it gets people confused. They think that I'm from Ohio. Now, I was born and raised in Tennessee and moved to Cleveland after I was out of college. And we lived there for 4.5 years. So I moved back to Nashville from Cleveland.
Dottie, we were talking earlier about Patsy Cline and the impact she had on your life and the fact that she helped you so much. Patsy Cline, I wanted to point out, was a giant country singer to those who are new to country music in the early 60s. That's when she had her greatest success with Crazy and I Fall to Pieces, She's Got You, and so many other great songs. And I've noticed a revival by a lot of people of her songs.
I sing her songs often, and they have always been requested. I think that people just like to hear girls sing. You know, I mean, it's easy for them to ask for her songs just from, I think, any female singer, country singer. So I've sang her songs a lot of times. I have 3 or 4 of them on records on my early albums.
She used to run around with her?
Yeah, sure did.
Well, they had some wild parties in those days.
Well, I was crazy enough on my own. I guess I had a good time with them. I really did.
I can recall being at your house one night. You like to party, don't you? Or
yeah, I love
throw
people.
Parties.
I like for people to be around me.
I was at your house, the little house that burned one time.
Right.
And Roger Miller was there, and you had a guitar pulling, and people just sat around and sang songs all night. They make them up.
Right.
And they would go off into the airwaves, and nobody would ever hear them again. Nobody wrote them down on paper.
Well, that's the way a lot of hits were born, too, though.
Just
sitting around like that, right.
Songwriters trying to knock each other out.
Right.
I want to play a song for you, my friends, which I think is a very powerful piece of material. It is a recitation by a recent guest on our show, Donna Fargo.
You know, I've always believed that when you feel something, especially something good for someone, you shouldn't keep it from them. You should let them know. But I also believe that if you think it's love, there's really no need to bring it up if you know there's no chance for it to grow. But it seems like I'm always coming up with contradictions. Because now I find that what I believe and what I feel are 2 very different things. And those feelings that I've kept all to myself want to come out now, even though they've changed. So you see, I guess I was right in one way that I never told you this. And I don't really know why I'm telling you now, but I just kind of like you to know that there could have been a you and me. I might have changed my life for you, and you might have changed for me. If there were not so many ifs and buts, and if you had wanted it to be. But because of the way I am and the way you are, we never took the chance, did we? Call it respect because we're not free. Call it fear of rejection because of our pride. Or call it just plain old common sense, that it would just be too risky and too sticky a situation because we wouldn't know exactly where we were going and we'd be afraid to take the ride. Call it whatever, but I wanted you to know that I like you very much, and you're the kind of person I could love. You're honest, sincere, compassionate, not afraid to be too gentle and not afraid to be too strong, and you've got that certain kind of something that people are always looking for and rarely find and never seem to get enough of. And somehow, it doesn't seem wrong to tell you that. No, we've never kissed and never touched each other, but our hearts have. and our souls have. And if we gave them half a chance, look out, for I'll bet they could start a fire that nobody in the whole world could put out. But that was yesterday, wasn't it? And things are so different now. So I was right not to ever tell you, because I guess I always knew it never really would have had a chance to grow. And though I'll use my better judgment again and never mail this letter, I still kind of wanted you to know.
Donna Fargo singing That Was Yesterday. Well, actually, I should say she was telling a moving story called That Was Yesterday. Dottie, who's next?
Well, I think we have David Houston, and he was a guest not too long ago, right?
Well, David hasn't been with us in a while. He was
is that right?
I haven't seen David in a while. You know, he still lives in Louisiana.
Well, you spoke of it earlier, and I thought you meant recent. Okay, and the song is by David Houston in So Many Ways.
Your lips on mine are soft as dew. Your kiss is so divine. Your eyes are like a sky of blue and stars that brightly shine. Your voice is sweet like violins and warm like summer days. And I love you, I love you, I love you, and oh, so many ways. Your touch is like a breath of spring. You give life to my soul. To me, sweetheart, you're everything I ever hope to hold. And a smile from you lights up my heart and brightens all my days. And I love you, I love you, I love you, and oh, so many ways. If words could say how much I care, my dear, you'd be amazed. And I love you, I love you, I love you, and oh, so many ways.
You've heard David Houston sing So Many Ways. When someone in our house has a cold or flu and wants relief from the aches and fever, it's rest, fluids, and Bayer aspirin. In my parents' house, it was rest, fluids, Bayer aspirin. In my grandparents' house, it was rest, fluids, Bayer aspirin. Isn't it amazing? In over 60 years, medical science hasn't been able to improve upon aspirin. 3 generations of doctors have recommended it. Bayer was the first aspirin, and today Bayer is still #1. Use only as directed. Dottie, it's your turn to sing. What's it gonna be?
Well, let's do Rocky Top, Tennessee, all right? Wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, and ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a man on Rocky Top, half bear, the other half cat. Wild as mink, but sweet as soda pop, and I still dream about that. Oh, Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Once 2 strangers climbed old Rocky Top, looking for a moonshine stick. Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, I reckon they never will. Corn won't grow at all on Rocky Top, dirt's too rocky by far. That's why all the folks on Rocky Top get their corn from a jar. Oh, Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Oh, here we go now, play it. Charlie McCoy. I've had years of trapped up city life, trapped like a duck in a pen. All I know is it's a pity that life can't be simple again. Oh, Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Our guest, Dottie West. Boy, you get into that. That's a fun song to sing.
It is. I use it on the show a lot.
Dottie West with Rocky Top. Dottie, we're going to leave now, but we have another visit scheduled for tomorrow, and also we're going to meet a young protege of yours on tomorrow's show, Alan Frizzell, and I want you to come back and tell us all about him.
I'd love to. See you then.
Our guest star, Dottie West, our show presented by those dependable Ford trucks and by Bayer Aspirin. We'll see you tomorrow.